Welcome back to What She Said. We had time connecting today. We had to switch networks to see how it goes. How's everybody doing? Let me know one if you can hear me. Thumbs up if you can hear me. I see some people back there. Let me know if you can hear me. Just want to make sure, thumbs up if you can hear me. All right, so let's see. I've tested myself. Hopefully there's no feedback. So how's everybody doing? Hopefully everybody's doing good. Put together a great show. Let me know if you can hear me. Welcome, welcome. Awesome. All right, so you can hear me. Thank you so much. Thank you, Miss McQueen. Thank you. Thank you, Gracie. Thank you. Okay. So the first news I wanted to share today, I was super excited about. I feel like it's a step into the direction that we've been talking about, Coach Prime having his own league. So let me see if I can share it on my screen. I'm really excited about this. It's taking place in June in Boulder. Let's see. Let's see if I can. All right, let's see if I can get in here. All right, here we go. All right, let me know if y'all can see my screen. Okay, so drum roll, please. Okay, as y'all can see, on June 18th, the Primetime 7-on-7 Classic is taking place in Colorado. This is exciting. This is exciting. It's exciting because 7-on-7 is getting a lot of love, but it is exciting because I wanted Coach Prime to start his own primetime pro football league. And this, in my opinion, is a step in the right direction. With the popularity of 7-on-7, the love that it's getting, imagine if the turnout to this 7-on-7 tournament is crazy. So teams can register for like $300 each, which is about norm for 7-on-7. And it's gonna be great. Y'all know I did a little sneak peek going out to Cam Newton's 7-on-7 tournament where they have multiple activities taking place, games at the same time, and then it builds up into a championship. And the primetime 7-on-7 Classic, I believe, is a first step toward primetime pro football. That's just how I feel. I'm happy to see this. It's something that's independent. It's high school between 9th and 12th grades. Elite players. I told y'all 7-on-7 players are elite. They're the best of the best in high school. A lot of them are coached by college players. So this is exciting. It'll be exciting to see who shows up. This is a great middle ground because we have until August until the first game, and the first game was announced today. The time is set, so we'll talk about that. But what do y'all think about the primetime 7-on-7 Classic? What do y'all think? So let me know what y'all think about it. I'm excited about it. This is what I want. I wanted Coach Prime to have something dealing with football that's independent. It'll be at CU, but it's still the primetime 7-on-7 Classic. It's high school. Y'all know CU is college. So it's perfect. It's a perfect segue for some of these kids to end up playing for CU, to get a good look at some of these kids that are still in high school that are not eligible just yet. A few of them might be, seniors that are coming out next year. But I like it. 7-on-7 Classic. So y'all let me know y'all's thoughts on what y'all think about it. We got to put it on the calendar for June 18th. I hope I get to see it. I hope somebody streams it, like Bucky Media Company or the pregame show. I hope they live stream it so people who are not there can see everything. We want to see everything. And this is something that's exciting to build up to. So primetime 7-on-7 Classic. I love it. It's a step forward if they get a massive turnout. That's just what I want to happen. I want there to be an event that is football oriented, that has a massive turnout, that's separate from college, so people can see the pull, the influence that Coach Prime has. And I'm telling you, this is a step before a step in the Primetime Pro Football League. So fingers crossed, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Who we have in the chat? Okay, all right. Just like the Little League, right? And that was one of my things. That's what I was saying. Was that Pamela? I was saying Coach Prime already had a league. He knows how to do it. And then, the magic, in my opinion, the prime effect at Jackson State, Travis believing coming there, flipping from Florida State. I don't know if y'all remember, people were mad about that. Boy, they were in their feelings. And then coming to CU and being successful as well, and then getting 15 of 16 players and pro league invites, drafted, signed, etc. Right? And that really and truly is special, because not everybody can say that, most of the players from their school ended up in the NFL somewhere, shape, or form, with the exception of maybe Georgia. Georgia, I think, had 11 players drafted. So this puts Coach Prime, in one of the categories of one of the most influential college football coaches. There are gonna be kids that want to play in this, and I told you, everybody can't play 7-on-7. You gotta get on in the league. There's waiting lists. I interviewed one father of his son had to be on the waiting list. He couldn't play on the team. The demand is high. The demand is high, and I'm telling y'all, this is perfect. This is perfect. So we're gonna mark our calendars for June 18th. I'm hoping it gets streamed. I believe the turnout in Boulder will be great for this. McQueen, it says, I feel 7-on-7 is a good idea. I am team Sanders all the way. Absolutely, absolutely. I'm telling y'all, this right here, this is like, how people, when they start out something, sometimes they do like a test market, a test run to see. I mean, look, I was talking about this at home today. Look at how many people turn out for CU's game that were not connected to CU. Come on now, all of the stars, the ballers, not just celebrities that are in movie and television or rappers. We're talking about athletes, pro athletes, coming to CU's game. Shady McCoy was showing up. I mean, it's just crazy. And we saw Kevin Durant. They were in time to play the Nuggets. They had free time. What did they do? They showed up at CU game. So I'm just saying, I think NBA will be over with by June 18th, I do believe. So it won't be any of that. But we're going to see who makes the trip to Boulder for this 7-on-7 Classic. All right. So I'm proud of Coach Prime. I hope this is the first step into a Primetime Pro Football League, because that's exactly what I called it. So I'm hoping that's what it is. All right. So let's see. All right. So then we have some more good news to share. Let's see here. Here we go. All right. So mark your calendars. First game is in August. It's in August at 6 p.m. The date is small, so I can't see it. I don't know if it's the 25th or whatever, but it's the first game of the season. It's in August. It's at 6 p.m. Y'all probably can see it down here on the left. I'm excited. Georgia Tech, they got DJ McKinney. I believe is that DJ McKinney? I believe that's DJ McKinney on the cover. That looks really good. That looks really good. It scared me at first because I saw the Georgia Tech. I was like, oh no, don't tell me he left. No. But then I looked to the left and I saw CU, and I had to look in a little bit. I was like, okay. So I do believe that might be DJ McKinney. Either way, that game is on ESPN. It will be televised. It is in Boulder. So we're going from the primetime 7-on-7 Classic for high school 9 through 12, which is great. And then we're going to get ready for Georgia Tech. Now, y'all know we talked about this game. I want to win this game badly. I want to win this game. I want to win this game. Georgia Tech still have their quarterback. I think last year, Haynes King, I think is his name. He's good. I already know he'll be playing on Sundays. So we should be good. We should be good. I said we take this game. I believe. Y'all tell me who y'all think is starting. And when y'all think Coach Prime gonna announce the starter? I think it's Caden. I think Caden starts this game. He has the experience at this level already. This is his fifth year, so he's a fifth year ball player. So Caden is like Shedeur. His nerves don't get rattled. He's unflappable. He's gritty. He's tough. He likes to, he likes to sling it and he likes to run. Dual threat quarterback. He'll be in the league, I do believe, next year. One of his mentors is actually Malik Willis, who we talked about him a few days ago. He got drafted by Tennessee, and then he's starting in Green Bay. So it'll be nice, to see Caden in the league as well. And don't forget, Caden played Little League for Coach Prime. So it was Caden. I know BJ Green were two in particular. And y'all know BJ Green is in Jacksonville, I think, with Trav and Cameron Silver Craig. So mark your calendars, whatever that date is on there, that's really little. The time is what we did not know. We knew the date. It's on one of the videos where we did a schedule reveal and a prediction for wins and losses. And it's at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. So we got to remember that. So that means it's what, 4 p.m.? Is that 4 p.m. Eastern, 2 hours difference? I feel like it's 2 hours difference. Either way, we will know. It's on ESPN, so something else, just kind of keep it back in your mind or put on your calendar. All right. So we get it. We get in there. We get in there with Coach Prime season 3. I'm excited about it. There are 48 of us. Thank you. Y'all get the likes up for me. I appreciate it. Gracie, our moderator, is doing a good job. Let's show her some love. Hey, fam, this is great all around. He has put a stamp on the community and in the U.S. Absolutely. Who said that, Jackie? Yes, 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 yes. I wish the brother in Syracuse can have something similar and they can play against each other. Oh, that would be nice. A 7-on-7 tournament with Syracuse and Colorado, that would be nice. That would be nice. But it's high schoolers from the different regions, so I don't know how that would work out. But we're going to get that game. Maybe it's a bowl game, but we'll get that game. Hopefully that's what happens. See, last year I wanted Syracuse and CU to play in that Las Vegas Bowl, but we didn't get invited because we had the contractual obligation to the Pac-12 to play our own Pac-12 opponent, which I did not like at all. And I think that has ended. I believe last year was the last year for that. So hopefully I'm right on that. Hopefully we'll get to play Syracuse. And maybe because we didn't get to do the bowl game that the committee, we didn't get to do, I guess, the spring game, the committee members will say, you know what, let's put CU and Syracuse in the game and give them that game. So that's what I'm hoping for. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. They said the 7-on-7 sounds great. It does. We need to get some people in Boulder. We need to talk to some people in Boulder, because if you're in Boulder or Colorado or Denver or the surrounding area within 2 hours away and you can get there, let us know. I think this event is going to be great. The 7-on-7 events are already well attended. Cam Newton's well attended. So, I expect it to be a good turnout. And I think the weather's good around June up there, so it ought to be a good turnout. And Coach Prime was looking for volunteers. I don't know if y'all knew, they had some camps going on too. So if anybody's in the area wanted to volunteer, reach out. I don't know, maybe start with Bucky, I guess. Or there might be some people's names on some of the flyers on CU's page. They were looking for volunteers to help with the camp. So, and that's a good way for some people to get plugged in, with the program. Hey, what she said, how you doing? How you doing? Hey, Caroline, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. All right, so that's the second announcement. And let's see, I put together some good stuff. Oh, I did some research. I did some looking into the quarterback. Y'all gave me a list of quarterbacks, so I selected Warren Moon from the list of quarterbacks to look into. So Warren Moon is an NFL legend. He is a Hall of Famer in 2 leagues. Warren Moon is a legend and a Hall of Famer in Canada and the Canadian Football League, as well as the NFL. Now, how does that happen? Warren Moon came out of the University of Washington. He was star athlete. And the NFL, they didn't bypass him, but he knew he was too good, kind of like Charlie Ward, to go in the later rounds. So rather be drafted in the later rounds, he decided to go to Canada, balled out with 6 seasons there, and then got picked up by the Houston Oilers. So here's his journey. All right. Now, he didn't have to go to Canada, but they weren't going to give him his proper respect, his just due, just like who? Shedeur Sanders. So a lot of people said, oh, Shedeur could just go to Canada. He should just go to Canada and we'll follow. But he wanted to stay. And, he got drafted. He's in Cleveland. But the reason that Warren Moon went to Canada is because in 1978, when he came out of school, which is around the time when we talked about Doug Williams, they said that Black players didn't have the intellect to be quarterbacks. See, that's that tire trope that I was talking about when they were saying, the guy with the green T-shirt on that podcast for Cleveland ESPN. He was saying, yeah, the quarterback position is really hard. And I'm like, what are you alluding to? Right. So that tire trope seems to be trying to make its way back in the NFL. And that's what I was telling y'all. So Warren Moon basically had to go to Canada because he knew he was too good to go later in the draft. So he did the right thing. But it just shows you what we talked about with the NFL and the Black quarterbacks. They made it really difficult for them. And it wasn't just the fact that they didn't think he had lacked the intellectual capacity. What did they also say? They wanted to switch him off to wide receiver, a different position. See, these guys been dealing with that. When was Lamar Jackson drafted? And they wanted to switch him off to wide receiver. So as recent as Lamar Jackson 2018 being drafted, they were trying to switch Black quarterbacks off to wide receiver. So that's why I said it is not far-fetched or by any stretch of the imagination that they were trying to hold back Shedeur Sanders from the QB1 spot. If you look at the history, and we did Doug Williams already, and now we're doing Warren Moon. We understand what Doug Williams had to face from his own team and coaches, right? And it took that one person who didn't believe in racism to basically, suggest he get drafted and go in the first round. But then who does he get berated by publicly on the field? His coach. Did we see the same thing with Russell Wilson? So the reason why we're talking about these quarterbacks is because the things that we're seeing currently between Russell Wilson being publicly berated by Sean Payton, Jalen Hurts publicly berated by his coach, Lamar Jackson being switched off to wide receiver and refusing to do so. And I do believe he's still paying for it today. Being snubbed at MVP for the third time. When it's free agency, all 32 teams, nobody needs a Lamar Jackson, right? So it's essentially the same. It's different, but it's the same. And when Michael Vick came along, that's when they warmed up to the dual threat quarterback. That's when they warmed up to it, but not everybody. And I'm glad we talked about, brought up Warren Moon. He wore the number 1. He retired apparently with I don't know if it was the Oilers or the Titans, but he wore the number 1, retired it. And there's a picture of him and Cam Ward. He unretired his number to give it to Cam Ward so he could wear it. I hope Cam Ward understands this man's journey. I really do. I know Cam said, he didn't watch him much. He knew who he was. I hope Cam Ward understands that this man, Warren Moon, paved the way for him to come directly into the NFL, having to deal with, trying to avoid being switched off to wide receiver, something that he's going to play. Cam Ward will play against Lamar Jackson. And it happened to Lamar Jackson. Will Lamar Jackson be the last person that it happened to? So shout out to Warren Moon, for standing firm on believing in himself. Just like Shedeur said, I'm not here to prove anybody wrong. I'm here to prove I have belief in myself. So Warren Moon clearly believed in himself. He said the NFL and went ahead and went to Canada 6 seasons. 6 seasons, and then the NFL want to come call it. He won what they call 6 Grey Cups, which is, I guess, like Super Bowls, from what I could tell. He won 6 of those. He was a beast there, and then they came calling. Now, we all know if he wasn't black, he would have went directly to the NFL. But because of his skin color, the NFL discriminated against him. And that's why I'm telling y'all that the lawsuit that's out there is not enough. It's not enough money. So shout out to Warren Moon, a legend in 2 countries in football. I'm honored to at least have studied about him. I hate that he was discriminated against that way. And the reason we're talking about it is because we're seeing the discrimination now. We saw it with Lamar Jackson. We've seen it again with Shedeur Sanders in the draft. And make no mistake about it, these are excessive sacks that these young black starting quarterbacks have to deal with in their rookie years is a part of making it difficult for them. And then CJ Stroud in his sophomore year, right? So it was an honor for y'all to give me the information and then for me to spend the time and look it up. And when you learn about people's journeys and what they had to go through to be recognized, just to be recognized, and they knew he was good. They knew he was good. So it wasn't just like Shedeur. It wasn't a surprise when Warren Moon went to Canada and bowed out. That wasn't a surprise at all. What was probably surprising is that he bypassed the NFL. That is probably what's surprising because he saw what was happening. Who was before him? Doug Williams. So he made a decision for himself. And after he balled out up there, just like Shedeur, oh, he's balling out. He's the best one. Oh, yeah. Here, understand this. These guys are proven when they come out of college, especially the black QBs, because it's so hard for them to get to that point. If you go look at Colin Kaepernick's story, they treated him the same way in middle school or high school. That's how far back that these black quarterbacks have had to make it. And when they make it past the middle schools or make it past the high schools with trying to switch them off to wide receiver, and then if they make it past it to quarterback, then what kind of system are they in? That was Cam Ward's issue, and then his father quit his job to become his agent because he believed in his son. They have the hardest journeys. These white QBs don't have to go through this. They get to go to a camp, taught by one like an NFL professional or a legend in the NFL. They get the looks. If they elite, they get pulled to the side. Hey, I want you to meet so and so. No, these guys have to jump through hoops to be seen. They really do. They have to jump through hoops to be seen. If they make it through 4 years of college and can declare for Canada or the NFL, best believe they ready for the NFL. And I wonder sometimes when you hear people saying, Shedeur has to prove himself. Excuse me? Shedeur is already proven. I said that today. Cleveland should be rolling out the red carpet and saying hallelujah every time they see Shedeur. Shedeur doesn't have anything to prove. Not only does he not have anything to prove to anybody else, his football skills are proven. And I feel like when they say that, that's just like what they did to Doug Williams or what they did to Warren Moon, making it harder for them because they're black. So, Warren Moon, yeah, I feel, I don't know, some sense of reverence since I know, this man unretired his NFL jersey and knowing he had to go to Canada first to be, and Canada recognized him in the US and the NFL would not. The NFL would not, but a Canadian Football League is 6 Grey Cups. That's like 6 Super Bowls. So, I'm glad the Canadian League's there because I don't know what he would have done if they didn't have it. But, it's just sad how they just make it so difficult for them. It's just really sad because it's unnecessary. Competitive sports, we just want to see who's going to win. We don't care about, what they have going on, their racial bias. We don't care about that. We don't care about that at all. we just want to see. So today, what else did I see? I saw Saquon Barkley look like he was repping 565 pounds, something like that. The guys, the veterans, have made it back to the facilities. I saw Michael Penix Jr., Atlanta Falcons. He was declared the starter at the end of the last abysmal season. And Michael Penix Jr. was throwing darts. I saw Cam Newton throw a dime to his receiver and run over and celebrate. So, everybody's starting to get settled in. Shedeur Sanders was spotted by some young girls in public. All I heard was, I love you, I love you. I told y'all, Shedeur has aura. That's what the younger generation say. Shedeur has aura. You put Shedeur and Duke Dennis together in Cleveland, it is over. It is over. And you know what? I hope Duke Dennis heads up there to Cleveland, because he and Shedeur, they know each other. I think that would be just fantastic. That would be cute. So they got it on camera. The girls are like, everybody wanted to take their own picture with him, and they were like screaming, "I love you, I love you, I love you." And then one girl was like, "That was bullshit what they did to you. That was bullshit." I was like, there you go. There you go. So, it was good. He's getting a lot of love in Cleveland from fans. He's getting a lot of love from fans. And some podcasters, I heard one podcaster say, I watched him say it. He was asked about the better quarterback and thrower in rookie minicamp. He said, Shedeur Sanders, it is not even close. And to me, he shouldn't have had to do that at rookie minicamp for them to understand that. Because here's the thing, they understand it about Cam Ward. How do you understand it about Cam Ward and you don't understand it about Shedeur Sanders? Chat, tell me, why is it Cam Ward doesn't have to prove himself, but Shedeur Sanders does? Tell me that. Tell me that. I want to see what y'all are going to say. Maybe there's a rational reason, and I just, maybe I'm biased and I don't see it. Why is it Travis Hunter, Cam Ward, number one and number two, didn't have to prove themselves, but Shedeur Sanders, who was going to be number two, had to prove himself at minicamp? They needed to see rookie minicamp to be wild. All right, let me see what y'all saying, because I see the comments coming in. Hey, Tommy, how you doing? It said Vince was pretty much a career backup. Oh, y'all talking about Vince Young? And it says, FBA says, I still think he has a record for the longest career of a black quarterback. Oh, Warren Moon? Oh, wow. Probably so. Probably so. 6 years, 6 seasons in Canada, 6 years. 6 years in Canada, and then coming to the NFL, and he played, I don't know when he retired, though. I don't know when he retired. Reality check. How you doing, reality check? Deion's son. Oh, okay. I think reality check is saying he had to prove himself because he's Deion's son. At least thumbs up if that's what you mean, reality check. It said politics and the prime tax. Y'all really think it's the prime tax? I don't think it's the prime tax. Did Shiloh have to pay the prime tax? Let me know. Did Shiloh, y'all think Shiloh had to pay the prime tax? Let me know. They are considered safe for the public. Hey, Miss Pamela. I'm glad to hear that about Shedeur. I didn't get to watch. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they, everybody's seeing the light that was already on. When it comes to, sports podcasters, not sports podcasters, but analysts. Sports podcasters know exactly who Shedeur is. You know why? Because they watched him play. There's not a sports podcaster out here, whether they see you fans or not, that are dragging Shedeur down. There are people in the comments. I used to be a Giants fan, but not anymore. I'm watching Shedeur. That's all people are saying when they get to comment sections. I'm here because of Shedeur. I'm here because of Shedeur. That's what people are saying. I've never watched Shedeur play, but I'm rooting for him this season. The NFL seems to have an issue, supposedly, because I know that that's not the issue, with his brand, right? Him having NIL, but Travis has NIL. He's a brand. Cam Ward is a brand. So I don't believe that. That's malarkey. But just for the sake of it, that's the issue. Well, guess what? You just made him a bigger star than he already was by trying to publicly humiliate him and tug at our heartstrings. He's a bigger star than he was. So kudos. No, I'm talking about Warren Moon. Oh, okay, and Vince Evans. Okay, all right. Okay. Hit the like button for me. There are 30, 60 of us and 38 likes. Hit the like button for me. Hit the like button. Thank you. Okay, you said Warren Moon was in the NFL for a decade. Oh, wow. So, yeah, 6 seasons in Canada and then coming to the NFL. And I think in college, he had broken records for the longest, the most passing yards, etc. So he was a beast in college. They just passed on him because, they had this tired trope about lacking black football players lacking the intellectual capacity to lead a football team. Now, remember, I told y'all about how they passed around the mental aptitude test for who? Lamar Jackson and CJ Stroud. They're not over that. Think about it. They just settled the lawsuit in 2021 for race norming. We talked about it multiple times. What was it? The NFL maintained policies and practices carrying out the lie that black players have lower cognitive functioning. If they did that in 2021 and Warren Moon came out of school in 78 and they wouldn't even look his way and he had to be a late round draft pick, because why? What happens in the later round? You're devalued. That's what happened to Shedeur. They intentionally devalued him. Listen for when they talk about Shedeur, the haters, listen to what they're saying. What did the New York Giants say that Coach Pollock had to come out and refute? He has trouble learning defenses. They're trying to go back to 1978 and say that black QBs don't have the mental capacity to lead. If they had to settle $1 billion lawsuit in 2021 for saying that black players have lower cognitive functioning, put 2 and 2 together. They talking about quarterbacks too. How did Moon's body hold up for 6 seasons in Canada and 10 years in the NFL? I don't know, because that's crazy. But he's a big guy. I think they said he was 6'3", and if I looked at his photo from Washington, he was a big guy. I don't know what he looks like now, but he was a big guy. But I just think it's so special that he unretired his number after going through what he had to go through to be seen and respected. Not to just be seen, they saw him, but to be respected by the NFL as a black quarterback. So I really hope that Cam Ward understands. And I'm sure his parents will make sure he probably understands. He has really good parents. Reality check. Okay. It said, yes, Terry Bradshaw was saying that crap in the 70s. Yep. And here's the thing. They're not over it. If you out here making fun of CJ Stroud's mental aptitude test and Lamar Jackson, they passed his around too, made fun of him, said this and that about him. And the test that they had Lamar Jackson take was called the Wonder Lick. After Lamar Jackson, they did away with that test. And I don't know if they used it with CJ Stroud. I don't think so. I think by then they had done away with the test. I think they got in some kind of trouble because just like it came out that the NFL sent around Shedeur Sanders' phone number, how do you think it came out that Lamar Jackson's mental aptitude test and CJ Stroud's mental aptitude test come out? I'm telling you, if the Justice Department had seized these people's devices, we probably would all be clutching our pearls. We wouldn't be surprised, but the things that they would be saying would be about just as shocking as the Cassie's testimony in the Diddy trial. Because I heard one piece of what she said. Wow. Okay. Same thing with the NFL. And a lot of people would have to sell their teams. That's why I wish it would have happened. But you know what? That's okay. Let them get comfortable. They got away with it. It's okay. Karma has no expiration date. Good evening, family. Good evening, Kiel. Good evening. So, Kiel, if you're just joining us, we just talked about Warren Moon, and what he had to go through to get to the NFL, and you know, how they're still seeming to use the tire trope now against Shedeur, which is why the New York Giants were, and I know that's your team, lying on Shedeur, essentially saying he can't read defenses, read offenses or plays or whatever schemes. And Coach Pollock from CU had to come out and say that was a lie. So, you know, it was good that he did that. So, I think there's two players, I think, that are going to be special for Cleveland. I noticed they seem to be bonding well. There was a photo. I do believe there was a photo of, one second, already a photo of Joe Flacco to the left. Shedeur was standing in the middle. And then to the right was Jerry Jeudy, the wide receiver. So the vets have made it back. And with that being the case, you know, people are talking about Flacco's role. So I heard Shannon Sharp say Flacco's role as he's not a bridge QB. His role is to come in and make sure Shedeur is learning the plays. Kind of like just having a vet in the QB room. That's what Flacco is. Now, Kenny Pickett, I don't know what's going to happen. Y'all might be right when 52% of people said that Kenny Pickett probably is the one that's going to get traded, because it is said that Shedeur and Dylan Gabriel are better than Kenny Pickett, which again makes the GM look what? Inept, like he wasting their time, he wasting their money. That's what's going to get him on the clock. That, the Deshaun Watson contract that I do believe they hired him to administer because they knew that they were going to have to give it to him. He was hired, I think, in the same year Deshaun Watson came to Cleveland. That's why I double checked to see when did Deshaun Watson get to Cleveland and who was the GM, because I think he had just got the job. I said, oh, they set him up. They knew they were going to do this, so they hired him to let him do it. And then, you know, they made him look ridiculous in the draft, but he made himself look ridiculous where Shedeur was concerned. So basically, he just sealed his own fate. But they definitely won't scapegoat him, for sure. Exactly, since they are banking on an indoor stadium, building an indoor stadium. I heard that Cleveland was getting a dome stadium. And they said that the owner trying to get on people's good side, the community's good side. If that was the case, again, he would have just drafted Shedeur number 2, and they probably would have gave him the stadium. See, that's what I mean. The things that make sense, they're not doing. Like we talked yesterday about the jersey. Oh, and I did a poll. Gotta talk about our poll. We talked about the number 2 jersey. People said the owner's using Shedeur for marketing. I'm like, no, he not. I'm like, because he would definitely have Shedeur wearing the number 2 jersey. Just like Jacksonville has Travis wearing the 12 and people are buying it. Just like Tennessee, if they get their stuff together, the fans, and stop hating on Cam Ward, they are buying his number 1 jersey also. Also, too, because Warren Moon wore it. So that's the double reason to get the jersey. And to me, I don't see the 12 being as popular as the 2. So I did a poll today, and based on what I learned from the poll, that's the case. The 2 is what people really want. So if the owner had any sense, you know, that's what he would do. So hold on one second. Let me look this up. Let's see. All right. So let's check the latest on the poll. Okay. So I'll let y'all see it as well. All right. Let's see if y'all can see it. Hold on one second. All right. Okay. So y'all see for yourself. It says, what Shedeur jersey number would you prefer to wear? So as you can see, number 2 is leading by 73%. 73% of people prefer the number 2. And y'all think Haslam using Shedeur for marketing? No, they playing keep away with his number 2 jersey because they don't want him to feel like he's already a star, as if he's not proven. So the 12 Number 20 is only 27%. Some people say they want to wear a 12. So people have decided to come up with all types of things to make it seem positive, and it's fine. You can always take a bad thing and turn it into a good thing. You can do that. But the point is, it should have never happened. They're playing keep away with the number 2 jersey because they want to make Shedeur feel like he's less than what he is. Understand that the pressure from the media, the pressure from the fans in Cleveland, the pressure from fans everywhere, the pressure from CU fans is a lot right now. And it's ratcheted up because it's like, do the right thing. Everybody's saying, just do the right thing by Shedeur. You know, I saw a poll today. I didn't get a chance to answer it, but the question was, will Shedeur Sanders be QB1 by the time the season starts? Just yesterday, day before rookie minicamp when it started, is he going to make the 53-man roster? That's a big change, isn't it? That's a big switch from is he going to make the 53-man roster to is he going to be QB1? And the more and more Shedeur is out in Cleveland, as people see him and are following him and fawning over him, Cleveland is going to have a tough time cutting Shedeur from the team, just like the NFL had a tough time not drafting him. Same thing. It's the same situation playing out, just in Cleveland. So I said that number can be spanned into something negative. Which one? Which number, Miss Pamela? Shedeur says he don't care, but I know it has to. He cares. He's just not going to let it bother him. So, yeah, you're right, Tommy. He does care. He's just not going to let it bother him. And I don't blame it. I wouldn't let it bother me either, because honestly, if you understand that they're intentionally not giving it to him, it makes no sense for Cam to have his number, Travis to have his number, and Shedeur not have his. Come on now. They're playing keep away. They try to make him feel like he's truly a 5th-round pick where you don't get to choose. But everybody has pointed out the person that has it didn't even wear it in the league. He's already been to several teams, and he may or may not make this team. So a lot of people believe that number going to pop up and Shedeur going to end up with his number. We shall see. We shall see. Bo 2 sent me a list of quarterbacks who are legends in the NFL eyes who wore 12, like Bernie Kosar. I don't know if it was Joe Namath, but it was a lot of people on the list. And I was like, oh, that's well and good. And of course, Tom Brady was on there. I was like, that's why I don't want it. And I'm like, that's just a reminder to me that Tom Brady let him, Raiders pass him up 7 times, according to Skip Bayless. So I'm like, I don't want that. The only thing I say he could just say is 21 backwards. That's it. He could just say it's 21 backwards, or 12 times 12 is 144. He can basically move around with it, but he should not have to. I think that is the point that people are missing. Yes, you can turn a mess into a message. Absolutely. But it shouldn't be happening in the first place. If Cam Ward has his number, Shedeur Sanders have his number, and any of them other Cleveland rookies came in and they have their number, because I saw them picking, I still have the video, Shedeur Sanders should have his number. Cleveland trying to treat him like he Cinderella or something, which is ridiculous, because it's already been proven in a very short mini camp that he's not. You give Shedeur an O-line and see what happens. And that's what we're going to talk about tomorrow. We're talking about at the lunch and stream. We're going to be talking about the Cleveland O-line. I'm going to do some homework and see what they look like. Do they have one? Did they get one in the draft? Is that going to be a problem? So we're going to talk about those things. One of the supporters of the channel wanted to talk about the O-line because I guess because of what happened in Colorado. And it could be one of the reasons why maybe, like Coach Prime said, well, if God would have wanted you there at the number 2 spot, you would have been. So there might be a reason why you're not. And I said, what? I said, maybe they don't have an O-line. So we're going to talk about that at lunch tomorrow. So, yeah, we're going to talk about that at lunch tomorrow. And, we'll see. They're trying to make him get it out the mud. Right. When he already earned it. And that's what I mean by, if Shedeur was white, they wouldn't do that to Shedeur. They would welcome him with open arms. You know, they wouldn't be treating him essentially like they treated Warren Moon if had he gone to the NFL instead of going to Canada, which is probably why Warren Moon went to Canada. And there were people who said Shedeur should go to Canada. And honestly, you know, I think maybe he should have went to Canada. I mean, honestly, why not? You are the brand, you know. But then there are people that say what? Never let anybody push you off your path. So it just depends. It just depends. How much did they pay that guy to take the number 2? Right. He said he wanted 2 and 5. And Dylan Gabriel had 5. He had 2. Why did Shedeur get to choose? That's the question. Because they are rookies, right? If he was anybody else, he would have got his number. Because you can't justify Cam Ward having his number and Travis Hunter having his numbers and Shedeur not. Shedeur's proven he's essentially the same quarterback as Cam Ward, and he's having a dynamic duo with Travis Hunter. That's what is being highlighted here, the unfairness towards Shedeur Sanders at the quarterback position. Marlon says, I saw something about Deshaun Watson speaking out bad against Shedeur. Is that true? Not to my knowledge. Not to my knowledge. The only thing I saw was Deshaun Watson working out. That's it. That's it. Sound suspect. It said, I thank God that he's a young man that is mentally locked in. Yes. He says he has a block. He blocks out the noise and stays focused. He does care about the number, but that can't be his focus right now. Right. I wouldn't let it stop me either. But let's be clear. They're playing keep away with that number. And that's why I was telling y'all yesterday when we were talking, please don't get y'all hopes emotionally invested in Shedeur staying in Cleveland. Because if we were shocked at the draft and we know that they had to draft him, even with all of the pressure and all of the excitement, and as well as he's doing, did he get drafted? He was the best QB coming out of college, the most accurate, whether you want to argue at number 1 or number 2. He definitely was 1 or 2. And they pushed him down intentionally. They were going to make him an undrafted free agent, and the rest of CU players was going to be undrafted with him. Yes, thankfully he is mentally stable. Right. That's why I said they picked the wrong one. They picked the wrong one. This young man is focused. He locked in. Honestly, what did we say about Shedeur when he was at CU? That all the hate he was getting just made him go harder. It did. You know, when they were teasing him when he did his wrist up, and I noticed when he was out in Cleveland and the ladies wanted to take a picture with him, he didn't do it. Now, the one thing I will say is, Shedeur, don't shrink yourself. Don't shrink yourself for these people. Because while you think you not letting it get to you, if you stopping to do what makes you Shedeur, he's getting to you. So, this Cleveland situation is just like the draft. We're going to have to wait and see what foolishness comes of it. I'm not getting emotionally invested. I don't want him to wear the 12. There's no reason he shouldn't have the 2. They are playing keep away with the 2. All we have seen from Cleveland's leadership is disrespect. Disrespect. That's all you see. The GM, the owner hiding in the shadows, pulling the rug out of him at the last minute, talking about we made a big miss with Deshaun Watson. You knew that already, though. So I don't trust the ownership. I don't trust the GM. I'm side-eyeing the coach. I'm side-eyeing the coach. The Cleveland coach said none of the numbers right now are permanent. Yeah, they did come out and say that. They did come out and say that, but they still could have gave Shedeur his 2. I'm sorry. Here's the thing. I saw that. They said the numbers could change. You had to say that because I know people like, why wouldn't you give him his number? There's no reason why he shouldn't already have the 2 if it was there when I saw it on the video and they were trying to choose. That should have been reserved. Give him the respect he deserves. That's what they're not doing. They're intentionally not being respectful. When you see them be respectful, when you see ownership pop up, when you see the GM speak well of him, did you hear the GM come back and say what other people are saying? Oh, Shedeur did well. We wanted him to come in and put his head down And we wanted him to come and put his head out and focus, and he did that. Did you see the GM come back and clean up his statement? No. The people that have the decision-making ability are at a distance from this. They are keeping themselves at a distance because they have already made up their minds. I am late. Hello. Hey, Jerry, how you doing? I mean, I'm mostly an NFL fan, a Bucks fan. So I started watching him a little before he went to the Mile High City. Oh, okay. All right, Alex. Okay. Well, you get to hang out with us. We're NFL. Well, I'm a quarterback fan. I would just say it. When people ask me from the beginning, what was my favorite team? I don't have favorite teams. I have favorite quarterbacks. Early today in the lunch series, lunch and stream, 12:30 tomorrow, guys. If you have time, you can join us. We talked about the Carolina Panthers schedule. We looked at the teams that Jimmy Horn Jr., that's who's there from CU, will be playing. And the one that stuck out is the first home game, the first away game, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So Jimmy Horn Jr. will be hopefully get to square off against Shiloh Sanders. Jimmy plays offense, special teams, and Shiloh Shiloh plays safety. So that's offense to defense. So we might get to see them. Tampa Bay knows that Jimmy's down there. So, hopefully these teams, just like they probably for the Georgia players, Alabama players, hopefully they celebrate some of these matchups, especially the one with the Tennessee Titans and the Cleveland Browns. We looked at the schedule, the matchup for Cleveland. Now, tomorrow is the day that they release the dates. What we looked at yesterday and today at lunch was the opponents list. So tomorrow we get to find out exactly what day Cam versus Shedeur could happen, which is Cleveland versus the Titans. And then tomorrow we get to find out what day the home and away game for Tampa Bay versus Carolina is. So, those are the games that stood out the most. So we have some games to watch. And then Carolina is going to play the Falcons. They're going to play the Saints. I'm probably going to want to see how they do against the Falcons because I'm a fan of Michael Penix Jr. I think they play Green Bay. That's Malik Willis. That is Caden Salter's mentor. He's QB1 in Green Bay. So there's some good games on Carolina's schedule. There's just maybe one or two on Cleveland schedule. I think it was like maybe the Ravens and the Titans. I think that was it. So we'll look when they put out the dates tomorrow. 22, Alex is new around here. Shedeur not new to this. He is true to this. Facts. That would be a great matchup if Shedeur gets the call. Right. Exactly. That's if he gets the call. And again, if you are a marketing guru, he gets that call. That is the game that you like. He playing in this game. I don't care if he start, he playing. That is the game that you want him to start. You want him to play against Cam Ward. That's what you want. That's business. That's good business sense. But we haven't seen that yet. We haven't seen that yet. Because I promise you, if Shedeur had that number 2 on his jersey, not only will he be the first selling right now, he would stay at the top. So, yeah, you're right, Tommy. That would be a great matchup. It said, I don't follow players alike. I don't follow players either. I don't follow players. Well, I follow players. I don't follow teams. You're right. It said the O-line would be the only problem. So, yeah, we're going to take a look at Cleveland's O-line, see what kind of shape it was in last year, how many sacks they allowed on their QB. And tomorrow we're going to look and see who's on the O-line, who's on the depth chart, try to get a sense of these players, look at their stats a little bit. Now, from what I saw at rookie minicamp, he had an O-line. I mean, I know, they're not in pads and whatever, but the point is he had one. He wasn't already running for his life. So that was a good sign. They know what a good one looks like. They've seen it before. So we'll see when the veterans come back, which I think is at the end. What is it? The end? What's in June? I think it's the end of May in June or something like that. But I think they don't have any contact for the rest of May in the beginning of June. So yeah, the O-line is something we're definitely going to look into. Okay, so there's 81 of us in here. All right, y'all, I think we get ready to get out of here. I think we're going to get out of here. We'll be back tomorrow at 12:30. Luckily, the stream held up. I'm happy to see that the stream held up. We didn't have any issues. I was on earlier at 12:30 for the lunch series, and there were no issues. It was right at about an hour. So we're approaching an hour now. So hopefully, we don't have any issues. When that game, the Titans and the Browns go down, I bet you they will see that stadium packed with 12 jerseys. I hope it's packed with 2 jerseys. They say the numbers could change. I'm sure it's before the season. So yeah, Marlon, Shedeur supporters will be there. Whether they have on buff gear or not, they will be there. They will definitely be there. I was never a Cleveland fan. It's like, okay, Tommy, that is hilarious. O was tied up in the Diddy case. Who? Sorry, I missed it. Who was tied up in the Diddy case? O? Who is O? Who is O? I don't know who O is. You have to tell me who O is, Tommy. Yeah, I heard a little bit of Cassie's testimony. I saw one of those, like the image that they take where they look like they sketch it, the sketch image, and she's pregnant. And poor woman, for her to have to get up and recount those horrible things while carrying your next child. Lord have mercy. Bless her. Bless her. You were caught up. You were caught up in the Diddy. Oh, okay. Because some of the things should be done in private. The NFL is crazy. So yeah, that's interesting. I'm not following the trial, but apparently it got very graphic today. And I'm sure a lot of people are paying attention to what's going on. And Lil Wayne found himself in a situation. And I was like, this is not the right time for Lil Wayne to be in a situation that is potentially domestic. Especially with Boog out here representing, his agency, and he represents some of the CU players. So he's gonna have a hard time. So yeah, we'll just see. So I guess if y'all watching the Diddy trial, y'all gonna have to tell me what's going on. All right, we almost got the likes up. 65 people in here, 55 likes. So if y'all can get me to the next 10, we'll be good. We'll be good. This is a problem. They do too much in private. Yeah. That's why I said, if somebody has seized their devices, man. Talk about explosive. Yeah, now that's what people will be talking about. Because I know they seem foolish enough to share things via email, not understanding that's a permanent footprint. That's a permanent footprint. And you might think you deleted it, but they can recover it. I don't believe the situation. Oh, okay. Queen T, hey, it seems like the NFL that's who needs to be humbled. Oh, yeah, for sure. They definitely think they are above reproach, for sure. Definitely believe that they are above reproach. The ladies after Wayne money. Oh, Lord. The situation some of these people find themselves in is just unreal. Yeah, I guess. So I wonder how many people are going to stay glued to the Diddy trial, how long people think it'll last. Do they have like an estimate, like it's gonna last so long, etc.? Oh, I think we made it. Let's see. All right, we have 58. I'll take that. All right, so we're gonna get ourselves out of here, guys. We'll be back tomorrow night at we'll be back tomorrow at 12:30. So whenever you go to lunch, if it's at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time, check your notifications on your phone and just click the live and just, check in with us and see what's going on. We'll talk about the O-line tomorrow. And Caroline said 2 months. Oh, okay. 2 months. Okay. Be careful who you pick. The trip may last to the 4th of July, the judge said. What? Be careful. What? The July 4th. Lord. You can't be bigger than the game. Other people take notes. The NFL better wake up. These kids coming out of school with millions of dollars in brands. That's how they got the millions. They built brands. So the NFL better get it together because Canada gonna start getting some looks. Or them kids gonna stay in school. They not giving up the bag when they come to the NFL. And if they already millionaires, they not gonna be submissive either. They not gonna be submissive, and that's who gonna trip the NFL up. This new generation that records everything. Watch what I tell you. That's what I said. Let them go ahead on and think that they good, that they got away with it. This next generation that's coming in, they record everything. And what did I say? If somebody would go through their devices, what did they record? The prank. Okay, that's not gonna be the only thing to be recorded. Trust me on that one. Trust me on that one. That's what's gonna trip them up. This next generation coming in with NIL, who were built up to be confident, who have been paid millions, who were taught to create their brands. These kids are not going to be submissive. And if you try them, they will record you and they will expose you. The NFL is not ready for that. It is not ready for that. Legendary. Yep. Night, everybody. All right. We out of here. We out of here. See y'all later. We'll see y'all tomorrow, 12:30 Eastern PM time. That's the lunch and stream series. And then if you can't make it lunch, we'll see y'all back here same time tomorrow night at 9:30 PM Eastern Standard Time. See y'all later. Thank you. Thank you.